Hello, gorgeous humans of day two of the experiment masterclass. I apologize for being delayed a couple minutes. We're having a little technical difficulties, but we're here and I'm so excited. I am actually so excited that there's a bunch of you that have already jumped into electric. I haven't even launched it yet. You don't even know when it starts. And this is the magic of just trusting yourself. And I'm so excited 'cause I'm going to blow your socks off with this course. I'm going to launch it after we are done this live. And I am just so happy with how much you guys have had realizations and breakthroughs and how this is really going to benefit your relationships, your business, parenting, like next level. So I haven't gotten through all the DMs, but thank you for everybody sharing. Thank you everybody tagging. I'm just so excited. Like it's human design is extraordinary. This is going to be the new way. So when you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know how you're feeling. I see people popping up. I don't see comments yet. We will just give it a little moment here. So we are going to focus today on the other three arrows in your chart. And this is all about motivation, what internally motivates you. And there are 6 variables. We're going to talk about the environment that you thrive in that helps you to have a regulated nervous system. It helps you have a clear mind and helps you be creative. Especially for those of you who are entrepreneurs, you're creatives, you're artists, this is going to be really important for you. We're going to talk about how you see the world and then how you manifest. So that one we're going to do near the end, and it's going to be amazing to really amplify your manifestations. If you've been struggling with your manifesting, that has to do probably with you doing it wrong and not in the correct way that you're supposed to do. Let me know if you guys can hear me well. Okay, I see already 10 people or 8 people live. I don't see comments. I just want to make sure that I can see you guys in here. Okay, we're not lagging. Okay, good. So I see hello, Lindsay. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Carrie. Carrie Becca. I haven't seen you in a while. So happy you're here. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Cynthia. I'm so happy you guys are here. Okay, perfect. So it's a little lagging on my computer, but that's okay. I'm going to see you guys here. So let me know, what were your biggest takeaways, your biggest ahas, because we're just doing surface level stuff. This is the thing with human design. And the program that I'm creating too is all brand new things that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Hello, Mariana. Hello, Mima 62 manifestors. So many manifestors. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm just so happy you guys are feeling seen. This is one of my gifts to help you be seen and recognized because we are all so extraordinary. So yesterday we talked about the energy types. We talked about our aura, our frequency field. And again, like there's so much more. Like I could do a whole program on each type and then talking about your profiles. We talked about the arrow, digestion. So many of you guys were like, wow, this is so accurate. I had a bunch of clients that messaged me like, oh my God, I totally love eating in the sun. I can't eat at night. It's so funny how this stuff is so accurate. But what was your biggest breakthrough? Hashtag replay. Did things click for you? Is there resistance? Because if there is, and you're like, this doesn't resonate with me at all, it's because you've been so conditioned to operate and not the way you're supposed to. Like I find I work with a lot of generators too, and I have a lot of generators in my life, and they struggle so much with the people pleasing and not knowing what to do anymore, what they really want. And it's because of all the conditioning, like people telling them like you shouldn't be seeking pleasure and satisfaction and joy, and you should do this and you should do that. And a burnt out generator is not in alignment, and a generator that's anxious, can't sleep is not in alignment. It's like, this is the thing. A lot of us, to survive in our home environment, we had to be something that we were not, just to survive. And so there is resistance to stepping into who you're meant to be and being really authentic and really magnetic. Lindsay says, yes, you nailed mine. Yes, we were talking earlier today, last night. So yes, this is awesome. So also, there will be a tuition draw tomorrow, probably around 11 o'clock. I'll put it in the events section. I'm going to be going live as well to talk about electric and all the details about that program starting next week. We're going to be launching that right after. I can't wait for you guys to see the graphic. And we're really going to, in electric, I really want to help you guys focus on like your effortless magnetism for your frequency field. Like we're going to really dive in, and I'm going to give you nuances. Like I said, I actually have not ever actually took a course in human design, but I've worked with high level, human design mentors. And because I've done so many human design readings and I coach most of my clients through it, this is how I know what works and what doesn't work in your marketing, in your business, in your relationship. So we're going to really hone in on what makes you effortlessly magnetic, where people are like, when you walk in, you change the energy of a room and people are so drawn to you because your aura is massive. It's electric, it's attractive, and you're going to start attracting the right people in your life that love you for who you are and the right manifestations. I believe in energetics like so much over strategy. I believe energetics trumps what it looks like. I believe energetics trumps strategy. And this is so true because you ever been in a room with someone that just makes you feel like hot and bothered? This is a stranger and you're just like, oh my God, I can't even talk. I can't even think. And you're just like so frazzled. Like this is what I'm talking about. Energetics. It's not about what things look like. It's about what they are. It's the true energetics. And energetics trumps strategy. People are jumping into an offer I haven't fully launched yet. Yes, I've talked about electric, but you guys don't know exactly what's in it. You don't know what date it starts. And people have bought and people are asking for links. This is energetics. This is alignment. And I get to help you in your business and in your life and how you manifest things in your life by actually knowing with your energy type and other things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about your intuition. That's a big piece of human design, really following your strategy and authority. I can even look in your chart and we're going to dissect where's your biggest resistance. Where is the part of you that's shrinking, keeping small, and that's like preventing you from attracting what you want? We're going to look at your specific fears because our fears are different. We're going to look at what fears have been conditioned into you. And those fears, and really understanding that once we step out of those fears, that's where your biggest magnetism comes from too. So people who don't know how to play with their effortless magnetism are the people who are chasing, forcing, proving that they're amazing, convincing people, coaxing people. They're the ones that have to hustle a lot. Everything is hard. There's resistance. They're burnt out. Those are people who are not living their effortless magnetism. They don't know how to really tap into that frequency. So I want to help you with that. And in the program Electric, and we're going to work with energetics because it makes everything so easy. Like you get to be a walking, talking human magnet. I want you to be the kind of person that walks into a room. Not only do people notice you, you change the room with your energy. Our effortless magnetism draws people in more than any algorithm. And like that's what draws people in. Our effortless magnetism converts people more than any strategy, sales page, funnels, hold objections, none of that. Like our effortless magnetism moves people more than any beautifully outlined speech or objection, whatever it is. Our effortless magnetism also moves people without us actually telling them to move. They just want to move. People who can't do magnetism do systems, pushing, proving, chasing, hustling, are on their own. And one of the things I want to teach you in electric is how to start to really work with your intuition, how to actually communicate with God, the divine source, universe, whatever you connect with, because we all communicate differently in that sense, and learning how to trust yourself again and really stepping back into your truth. Sometimes we don't even know who we are anymore because we had to be something just to survive our childhood, just to be loved and accepted. And this is where the resistance will come in, right? So we are going to talk about what is it that makes someone just walk in and the whole room changes. What is it about a person? You're going to learn that. They're electric. They're in their zone. They understand what it means to tap into their energetics. These are the energetics that I tapped into manifest Adam, clients, opportunities. I use it in my marketing. It's changed my business even exponentially more than what I even understood about energetics. And so this is going to be amazing. And it's going to be on pre-sale for $111. Highly recommend jump in on March 3rd. It's going to go up to 333. If you are in the We Go First membership, that is included. So you get that for $111. We will do a tuition draw. Some of you will win 80% off. Some of you win 50% off, and you can use it towards there as well. So I bring you courses in the We Go First membership. And right now we're in the context of human design, but then we're going to start moving into money. We're going to start talking about social media, sales, marketing, branding. There'll probably be actually two courses in March break because I'm channeling like at hyperspeed. The managed enemy. Hello, Andrea, Sherry. Hello, Cynthia, Kimberly jumped in already to electric. So this is going to be really fun. So let's dive in. We got 3 arrows to talk about. These are going to be life-changing. This is going to be extraordinary. So we are going to talk about the bottom left arrow on the left side of your chart. Okay, so let me see if I can open up that chart again and share it with you guys. So we did the digestion, which is the first one on the top. There it is. I'm just going to open this up for you guys and I'll share my screen just so we know we are all on the same page. My phone's a little lagging here. Oh, there it is. Share screen arrows. Okay. You guys see that? Okay. So see the arrows here? We are looking at the body and environment on the left side, right beside the ajna. And let me see. It's a little lagging right now. Okay, you guys also have a chart in the group. See the arrow? So we're looking at the body and environment arrow on the left side. Then we're going to move into mind and awareness, and then we're going to look at mind and perspective, okay? So that's the one we're talking about. So first thing we got to talk about is really understanding what it means to be left and right, and then we're going to talk about the 6 variables. And this is the thing about the 6 variables. They're all correlating to the lines. You know how you have a profile? I have a 6-2. Some of you have a 4-6-2-4. That those numbers, those lines mean things, and they're really, really important because they're your role. They're who you are here to do. I am a role model. I am a leader. I'm also a hermit. And so even when I talk about numbers that are on your chart, this is what it's correlating to. When I say number 1 is caves, it's also like correlated with the 1 line. But this is the thing, is this is what's so cool about human design is you have a profile that is here to really role model what it is you're here to do, but you also have different lines. Like we have 5 lines, 4 lines in our human design, as you can see on the sides of the body graph. Anyways, I'm not going to keep this confusing. I want to keep it simple and get to the point so you guys can actually start benefiting from everything. So this is what we're going to talk about. We're talking about the environment. Oh, I wish I could see comments on my computer. I can't. Cynthia, hello. Diane, Vanessa, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you. I'm here. I just switch accounts to comment. Cynthia is like, I don't know. She's got such potent manifestor energy. They just keep spamming her comments. I have no idea. We cannot figure it out, but it is what it is. And let's just look at it that you're just so strong in your energy. So, okay. So the environment arrow, bottom left arrow on the left side of the body chart, okay, below the digestion arrow. So this is all about your environment, place. That is actually the most nurturing for our mind and for our body. Our environment is actually one of the greatest things that puts us in a calm nervous system. Like, and once you know your environment, you ever feel really dysregulated, you feel like you have brain fog, you feel like you're not creative, go to your environment. It will put you at ease. It will put your mind at ease as well. This is why we notice sometimes when we have moves, sometimes moving environments helps us like become more magnetic, more excited, more like everything. And then sometimes it makes us feel horrible because our environment impacts us so much. And so the correct aligned environment is really important for us because we want to be productive. Okay. Your environment also really impacts how productive you are. It also really impacts how you see the world. If you can't see correctly, you're dysregulated and you're not productive, you are in the wrong environment. Our environment really impacts our perspective too, which is really important, which we're going to talk about when we move to the other arrows on the right side. So if you feel I'm not productive, I have a lot of resistance, I'm kind of dysregulated my nervous system, I can't think well, I just am not creative, we're going to talk about this because this is really, really important. So I have an aligned environment. Mine is Shores, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is really important for those of you who are entrepreneurs. You are creatives. Like I'm a creative. Like I have to be in my correct environment because it impacts me like crazy. And there's these 6 variables too that we're going to talk about. So let's dive into, actually, no, sorry. We got to talk about the arrows. So what does it mean, right and left arrows in the environment section? So if your environment arrow is pointing left, you guys love structure again. You love familiarity in your environment. You like to be in the same environment. This calms your nervous system. This is the thing about this arrow too. When you guys travel, for again, so your left pointing arrow in your environment. When you guys travel, you guys want to know exactly where you're going. You want to know the hotel you're staying in, what view you have. Okay. You literally also want to know what plane you're getting on and where you're exiting and entering. Like it makes me laugh because this is Adam and I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't know where we're going. Let's surprise it. And then he always tries to force me to figure out itineraries. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. I just want to be surprised. That's me flowing. So left facing environments, when you're traveling, you do want to pre-plan because you will get really, if you know, and let me know in the comments if this is you, but do you feel like if you don't know where you're going, where you're traveling, what hotel you're staying at, do you feel like you start getting anxious? So this is why it's so important for you guys that you do know about where you're going, that you have, again, because the left pointing arrows are all about like control a little bit, right? The masculine, I want to be involved. And so pre-planning travels is really important because you don't like surprises. Okay. Adam always said, I hate surprises. I hate it. It makes him anxious. And this is important for you because it's like you're going on a trip and you don't want to feel not enjoying your experience. You want to have control of where you're going, right? And honestly, when you pre-plan your trips, where you're going, where you're staying, what the environment is, it will help you have a more smoother trip and you will have a more relaxed, enjoyable experience. But Lindsay says yes, and Vanessa, this is so mean. I plan to organize for our whole family travels. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, and that's Adam. And then if you have a one line in your profile, so if you're a 5-1, a 1-3, and Adam is like a 5-1, so the one line again, like you guys need to like investigate, you need to do your research. So very much correlated here as well. Not everybody who has a one line has this, but I find like a lot of people do. So pre-plan, this is good for you. You want to know where you're going. It's going to help you relax. You guys literally want to even know what gate you're going into and what gate you're leaving. This is funny, but it's like you need to have control. And this is a really important thing because you want to enjoy everything you do. You want to be relaxed. You want to have fun. But you guys like structure. You guys are the type that also want to be like, okay, so if you're going somewhere in a new country and you don't know, you guys also prefer like maybe going on a tour group so you can figure out your surroundings. You guys like stuff like that. You all, or you want to know, or you want to go with someone who knows and is connected to the place that you're going to. Like you're very rarely going to just go somewhere and surprise and like, let's see, like backpacking, being a nomad without a plan is just not you guys. So this helps you relax. This helps you enjoy, you know, you guys can tend to be called a little bit of a control freak around your environment and travels. Like I know Adam is like, it's like he will sit me down. He's like, we need to plan 7 months before what itinerary and what things we're doing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm all flowy. I'm like, I just want to have fun. I just, as soon as he makes me do it, I'm like, I don't want to. And now we have this, you know, conversation about it. Like you do it and surprise me. You know, the things I like, surprise me. I allow God, universe to surprise me. But you guys want to control. One line, yep, that's me. Oh my God, yes. Okay, awesome. This is me, Kelly. Perfect. This is awesome, right? So again, we're listening also for our family, our partners, our clients, our kids. The more you can really understand people, oh my gosh, it will help your relationships. You'll stop being so annoyed with people, impatient with people, compassion. And for me, coaching through human design is amazing because it just helps us get to the resistance really, really quickly. So that's left pointing. Okay, right pointing arrows. Who has a right pointing arrow in their environment? You're going with the flow. You thrive and you expand with surprises. We are the spontaneous people that just like, let's go on a trip. Let's go. We are the ones who plan things last minute. I plan everything last minute. We do not like pre-planning things. We love to be surprised. And actually, the more you release control and you allow yourself to be spontaneous with your environment where you're going, your actual aura grows, you're expanded, right? So again, with left angle, if you guys don't plan, like you're constricted, your aura is shrinking because you're stressed. You're like, oh my God, where am I going, right? So we are the last minute planners. Let me know. Kelly says every detail. Yes. Oh my God. If Adam was here, I'd be like, oh my God. See, there's people. We're all like, we're so different, but yet we're the same. So for instance, I traveled through I went backpacking in Europe after I finished university. Oh my God, and I loved it. Booking last minute. We woke up in the morning. We're like, ooh, let's take this plane and go over here. Let's go to this hotel. Like not doing any sort of research at all, which would give you guys that are all the left angles like anxiety. I'm like, we just love showing up. We love to just be surprised. We're like, who will we meet? What will we see? I don't know. I'm excited, right? And this is a lot of the passive arrows. It's all about the element of surprise. Like when we go into the manifesting part of this, it's going to blow your socks off because if you've been not manifesting what you want, you might be controlling or you've been way too passive and doing it the wrong way. So that's going to be a really huge breakthrough for manifesting. But we love to go with the flow. We love to go to new locations, right? This is where our energy actually thrives. We get expanded, we get excited to surprise, and we get so much inspiration and so much creativity landing in new environments. I find I'm so creative when I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going. Like, Adam, you surprise me. And our energy gets expansive and we just get so more creative. So it's really inspirational for us. We thrive not knowing where we're going next. We just get to be excited. I'm so excited to be surprised. And our aura becomes more expansive. The more expanded you are, remember, the more you're touching more people, the more you're being like so magnetic, pulling people in, opportunities, experiences. When we go into the program Electric, I'm going to really like take this to another level and all these things we're talking about, but obviously new content as well. So my kids are right. Okay. And you know what's so funny? Let me know in the comments if you guys notice, because again, I'm keep looking at like the next level of humanity evolving and into consciousness. I feel like every time I look, like my kids are all like right angle everything. All my kids are, and maybe some of them have like one or two that are like left angle, but no more than one. And I feel like this is because in 2027 when we start changing consciousness, it's going to be all about manifesting through desire, through emotion, not the way the world has been operating. And we're going to look at like more like kids just like with the flow, being surprised, like. So I don't know, but let me know, because I see a lot of kids with a lot of right, which makes sense with what we're going to be, how we're going to be consciously expanding. My 20-year-old and 34, everything is very last minute. See what I mean? This is a new, it's a new generation. Okay, let's dive into the 6 variables. And again, they correlate with the lines, but you don't really need to know too much of that. So the very first one is caves environment. Who has caves environment? So again, scroll down bottom of your chart. Let me know who's a cave person. So again, when I'm saying caves, I'm not saying go live in a cave, but you probably enjoy exploring caves 100%. When I talk about the environment, when I say mountain caves, we're talking about the essence of a cave. What would be the essence of a cave? Like control of one entrance, very like a wall at your back, right? Caves people are all about thriving in spaces that feel really safe, really cozy, protected. They feel secure. You guys want to feel settled and you want to be in control of who's coming in and out of your environment. Right. So again, the essence of a cave, like there's like basically one entrance. There's a wall at your back. Like, I have one client that I coach and she's always sitting with like, it's just all boxed in. Right. And she's like, this is where I thrive. Right. So the essence, mountains, Lindsay. Okay, we're gonna get to that. So cave people really need to feel and control their environment. This is the funniest thing. My daughter, Athena, is the only one in our house that has a cave environment. And anytime you go into her room, she's either in her bed, but also put like blankets and built some sort of like cave. Literally, I have to show pictures of you because it makes me laugh. But you guys love being in your bed, and like she goes the extra mile where she takes blankets and hangs them up. So she's like in this essence of a cave. But also, like the number one spot we find her in is she's under a blanket in the closet, right? So the doors are like this, and there's only one way that you can see her. She thrives. This is where she feels more relaxed. And when she's upset, I always find her there with like a blanket. She's in her den. She's just in her secure, cozy den. And this is where she thrives. This is where she regulates her nervous system. This is where she becomes clear in her mind. So if you have kids and you notice these things about them, very, very normal. But you guys also love to be in like cars, moving cars, right? Nobody can just come in. Like you guys really want to anticipate when people are coming into your environment. So cave people, like when they work, because again, our environment has a lot to do with our productivity and our motivation, right? And our like inspiration, creativity. So in order to be productive, for all of you that are listening to this, like in order for you to be productive, you got to be in your right environment. When I have big things going on, I'm in my environment because I am so productive in my environment. And so cave people, they will not want to work in an open space. This is why I feel like Athena probably struggles a little bit in school too. And like sitting in the middle of the class is just like not the best ideal place for her to focus, especially as a manager and all things. But if you want to work, open spaces are not going to be really good for you. You want clarity. You want to have a cozy, in controlled space. So I'll give you some other examples of, and so again, listen to your kids for your kids, but you guys want like either a cozy bed, a cozy coffee shop where you're going to be sitting in the corner of one, right? You guys are the ones that love to sit in the corner of restaurants. You love sitting in booths, a library, again, corner though. You guys love tents. These are the kids, and you, if you're a little kid that you're a cave person, you love tents. Like you, I mean, you love forts, you probably love camping, tents. What else is really good? Baths, saunas, being in a car, places with curtains, closets, and then you're very, very selective about who comes into your space. Again, it's a lot about really controlling and feeling protective, very primal if you think about it. And this is so ideal, again, for your productivity and nervous system and clarity. Okay, next one we have is markets. Who has a markets environment? Who of you have kids that have a markets environment? This one's very, very interesting because you can't technically always be in a market. But if you are an entrepreneur, having a place where there's an exchange is going to be really helpful for you to showcase your talents. And I'll explain this. So markets environment, again, we're thinking essence. This is about really showcasing your talents in the essence of a market where there is an exchange happening, buying and selling. You guys thrive and get the most productive and more creative where you're in a place where there's exchanges happening. So things literally like a market, farmer's market, a mall, business environments, right? So around makers, like trading, investment trading spaces, designer studios, art galleries, grocery stores. Adam has this, and I swear to God, every other day he's at a grocery store, and he loves to go to the market on Sunday. And we always go to the market. It makes me freaking laugh, right? So you guys also love to take trips to your favorite cities, fairs you guys love, business environments, okay? So an office or a studio where people can come and go, where there's an exchange. You guys love town squares. Again, this is great too. Like when I think about Adam being a projector and being seen and heard, I'm like, you're out there in the market, you doing your thing, you're going to get recognized there. Right. So, and again, a place to be showcasing yourself. I have a client and she's an artist and she has an art gallery and she has this environment and it's so perfect for her business because people are coming in and out. She's showcasing her art. She's in her right environment. She's attracting the right opportunities, right? And our environment also really brings out our signature theme, right? So satisfaction, peace, whatever your signature theme is. So I'm markets and I'm so confused by it. So weird. I can't stand being in malls and grocery stores. I don't like any of this. But do you know what I think it is, Cynthia? Because I know you and I've coached with you. And this is where I'm telling you guys, when you find really big resistance in your chart, it's because there is resistance, there's conditioning, there's also like you being a manifester and you getting people projecting things on you. You're also five lines, being a manifester with a 5 line, like you walk into places and you make people feel, and it's not always in a good way. And so again, this could be just conditioning of like, oh my God, this is where people, you know, yeah, make me not feel welcome. This is where I get a lot of projections. But again, this is your correct environment as being a 5 line because this is where people spot you, the right people. And so there might be just some untangling, unconditioning here. Yeah, it's majorly programmed. I'm telling you. And I had people DM me yesterday being like, oh my God, I thought I was a generator on a projector. And yeah, conditioning. And they're like, now it makes sense. So there's so much conditioning. There's also what I call energetic trauma. For a lot of you, you expressed yourself and it wasn't safe. And there was physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. This is why even like I find with a lot of generators, like they have a hard time with not being people pleased because like people have taken love away when I have chosen to go after pleasure and joy. So we're going to untangle a lot of that in electric. Like we are deconditioning. Human design is really like deconditioning a lot of who you thought you were. So again, experiment and just notice where you have resistance. But again, you're not going to be in a market all the time, but that's a great place for you to get creative. On Five Lines, you're really here to like help people. So you need to be spotted out. And it's a great place for you to work in a business environment, a town square, a busy coffee shop, right? Exchanges are happening. Okay, time to lean into it. Oh, we're going to do some work. All right, the next one is kitchens. Who has the kitchens environment? And whose kids have kitchens environment? So kitchens, again, the essence. But again, you guys actually would love sitting at the island in a kitchen. Kitchens, if we think about the essence of them, they're busy, they're lively, it's productivity's happening, there's greetings happening. Kitchens, people love to be in places where things are happening. They just love to be in the middle of things that are lively, productive. So you guys thrive in places like coffee shops, restaurants, food courts, big city life. Like I have a lot of clients with kitchens and they love the big city life, Toronto, New York. You guys love, like, you guys would be the greatest bartenders. Like, that's totally in your element. A classroom, a busy classroom of students. So, working in coffee shops, you guys also like doing things like party planning, essence of a kitchen. There's things happening, beaches, museums, co-working like spaces. And I don't know why, but they also say kitchens people have like a lot of tabs open. But again, it's like the essence of busyness, right? Kitchens are where the whole family meets, the whole tribe goes to, right? You guys also love to be a part of big conversations, like a mastermind or online conversations. This is where you thrive. So again, if you want to be productive, where you want to work, be creative, be clear, go into the essence of a kitchen. Work in your kitchen. Kitchens, Amy. Awesome. Am I correct? Did it land for you? Let me know. Okay. Mountains. So we have Lindsay, that's a mountains environment. Who else has a mountains environment? So again, essence of a mountain, not actually living on a mountain. However, people who have the environment of a mountain, being around an actual mountain and climbing a mountain, oh my God, elevates your energy like nothing. It makes you feel so peaceful in your soul. It's like the best thing to do if you want to regulate yourself. So when we think about the essence of a mountain, we're thinking and talking about thriving in elevated spaces. We're talking about high altitudes. We're talking about height. We're talking about top floor views. It's all about you guys really wanting to see the big picture. This helps you be productive. This is like the best place to get clear. Like if you want to get clarity on something, go to the top of something and look at the view. That will make you regulate it and it will help you channel and get really, really clear. I am mountain Vanessa. Okay. My husband and my oldest are mountain. Cool. Right. So you want to see the big picture. I found mountain people are the people that love, like if they live in a building, they're at the top floors. When they go to hotels, they're always asking to be somewhere like at the top, right? Where they want to look at a view. Again, they want to see the big picture, And so this is what makes you feel so good in your system. And think again of like our calm nervous system. This is really important towards manifesting. Mountain people love to climb high altitudes. You guys probably were the kids climbing trees, skiing, things like that. This is where your productivity comes from, elevation, high altitudes. So top floor of buildings, balconies. You guys love balconies. This is where you'll get a lot of creativity and ideas. Again, traveling, top views. Other examples are you guys love to sit window seat on an airplane, again, because you guys have this big view, right? You guys like roller coasters, tree houses, rock climbing, skydiving, anywhere where you have this expansive view. Airplanes, right? Top of garage spaces. And then again, like if you can get around a mountain, just being around a mountain is great because so this environment also has to do with the quality of air. So the quality of air around a mountains, high altitudes is a lot better. So you guys also like quality of air is really important for your nervous system, your productivity, and your creativity. This makes more sense for me now. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. So elevated places. Okay. The fifth one is valleys. Who here has a valleys environment? So This is all about being close to civilization. This is all about being close to towns and cities, but not in the middle of them, close to them. So think suburban, right? Right? Not rural. And so it's just like, I don't want to be in the middle of an active environment, but I don't want to be also really secluded, but I want to be close enough, close to things. These are people that love to live on the outside of like a big city, right? Or on the edge of it, right? Valleys is also about acoustics. So it's also about sound. So not just, again, the environment. As we get higher, again, looking at the lines, 4, 5, 6, when we look at those lines, we're looking at also like the quality of things, the sounds of things, right? Even when we were like talking about digestion. I'm afraid of heights, but I'm still mountains. I love roller coasters, sitting on a plane, hiking, but hate on the edge of cliff. Yes, and I love the edge of cliffs because I'm a shores person. And when I get to this is really cool. That's going to be the last one. So again, valleys. It's not just about the actual like you being not in the middle of a city, but on the outside of it, close to things. But again, it's all about sound. It's important how your environment sounds. It's like it can't be too loud and it can't be too quiet. And it makes sense for like, I want to be close to the city. I don't want to be in the middle of the city, but I want to know that if I decide to drive to the city, I can be there right now. It's the same thing with sound. It's like, I want a good medium amount of sound. Like, think about how a sound would carry through a valley, right? And it's important for you guys to feel like you can access information and people whenever you want, but you don't want to be in the middle of things, right? So there's more different kinds of variables when you go deep into human design. So there's like some people like wide valleys, some people like narrow valleys. But again, you guys really thrive around valleys, parks, narrow alleys, you know, living in a forest, but that's near a town, right? A place where you can, again, sound, right? So think of sound. You guys are the ones that really love that the fact that you can hear birds, you can hear animals, you know, you love to be on the first floor of a spacious home. Again, think essence of a valley. This is where you thrive. My generator's valley. Okay, so sound's going to be really important for her. Okay, and in environments that she's close to reach things and information if she wants, but not to be in the middle of it. I mean, she likes to listen to birds. Okay, so the sixth one is shores. Who here has a shores environment? This is mine, and this is my daughter Rhea's. We have a shores environment. Again, we're thinking essence of a shore. This is really cool. It's about thriving on the edge of things. It's about thriving where there's transitions, transformation, right? And oh my God, it's like when I finally learned this, I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. Like I have to sit by a window, like from artificial light to near like natural light, being near a forest, being on the like walking along the beach calms my soul. It's always on the edge, transition. So thinking of like literally a shore, it's where the sand, you know, the land ends and then we go into the water. Like shores environment, people thrive in transitions. Like it's like transformation in some, and so there's two variables here where there's like artificial and then there's natural. And I'll talk about both and you'll experiment with both of them. But natural transitions, right? Between environments on the edge of things. This is what helps us thrive and get really, really creative. We also love the changes of seasons. Like, you know, I'm in Canada. I love Canada. I know people complain, but I'm like, I love it. We got spring, we got fall, we got summer, we got winter. I love it. The other day was so warm in Canada. We were like, had really cold last few weeks. And then it was so warm and the birds were out. And I was like, my soul was jumping up and down. I got creative. I literally created a whole new offer. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Right. So this environment does have two variables. And so for some of you, like artificially man-made shores, and some of you like natural shores, right? So when we think of transitions of environments, a natural one would be literally like a shore, beach, walking, you know, on the edge of a river, you know, you guys, I find a lot of people who are shores, like my clients are like the ones that are like, I'm a water baby. Like I have to be near the beach. I have to be near the water, right? These are shores people, right? Other places that you love is like being up at a high view too, where then you're looking at a city, right? Where nature and like a city collide, right? Living on the water, coastlines, forest glades, walking by a river. This is what makes us thrive, right? Being on a mountain, then there's a valley. That's again, transitions between environments. Artificial shores are the man-made transitions, right? So again, like going from suburban to like rural, being in the transition part of that, right? You guys are the people, and I know this for myself, like we love to sit at the edge of like a table. Like in a restaurant, I always want the edge. Even when I remember when I was little, and when I'd have sleepovers as a kid, I'm like, I'm not being in the middle of my cousins. Like, no way. I want to be at the edge of the bed where my leg is literally dangling off the bed. Like, you know what I mean? I like to sit at the edge of my projector son is ashore, my fiance is shore. It's awesome, right? So now you know where to put them when they need to like calm their nervous system, where they're going to be more productive, right? So edges of table, restaurants, edges of things. You don't want to really sit in the middle of a restaurant, right? Sitting outside of a restaurant is another example, artificial, right? So there's the restaurant and you're right outside. I love sitting outside of a restaurant. It's so fun. The patio vibe, right? Again, but on the corner of it, kind of like just being in the transition of it. We love balconies. I love balconies. I love porches. I love creating content when I sit at like go to my mom's or like sitting on someone's porch. We love to sit by a window. Like my favorite spot in my house is like at the best view, my bedroom, and that's where I sleep too, on the edge. And it's like I look at the window and there's trees, right? And it's like also the feeling of like artificial light and natural light. So shores people, your kids, they will thrive sitting by a window. We're always looking for transitions, living on the edges of things. We love seasons. We also really love sunrises and sunset. Again, thinking transitions. So experiment with your environments. And I want to know, let me know in the group how you find, experimenting with everything. Is it helping you thrive? Are you learning things? Where do you find resistance? This is really where you're going to be the most productive in these environments. So if I always say, like, if you got big shit to get done, you got to be productive, get in your aligned environment. And this is going to really help in your creativity and our overall happiness and health. When we are in the wrong environments, we feel off, we feel bad. We have a hard time regulating ourselves. That's why moving places has a big impact on us. Think about the times you've moved somewhere and you just could just like not feel good, and other times you like had the best feeling ever, whether it's good or bad. Haha, yes, he falls off chairs all the time sitting on the edge. See what I mean? Isn't this stuff wild? Like, I get so lit up about this stuff. I'm like, the world needs to know. The world needs to know. Share this work. So again, like, we really want to just see where we have resistance. And if there's resistance, it's like, oh, it's conditioning. And for those of you who are like, you have resistance to moving and you're not right place because you have this like thought, but I won't be close to my family. I have to live here. My family's here, or obligations to job. The thing that I want to always remind you is you're a sovereign human. You want to have the greatest quality of life. You came to live for you. After you're done parenting your kids and they're off, like, you're here to live for you. And the more higher quality of life that you have, the best chances you're going to have at manifesting your dreams and feeling so happy in your life. Like, we got to let go of like, I need to be close to my family. Like, let's be the leaders of ourselves. Let's get us to a place that we feel really, really good and productive. That's the best thing you give to the world anyways. Like, when we're all negative, bitter Nancy's of the world, like, you don't overflow into people. So choose the highest quality of life. It's so important. Okay, we're going to talk about the next arrow. So we're going on the right side of the body graph right now. And we're going to start with the top arrow that is about motivation. So it says motivation. This is the key to productivity. Okay, this is going to be really cool to understand. So this has to do with our mind. This has to do with our personality, our ajna, who we think we are, the really conscious part of ourselves, right? Because like on the body graph, the right side is the conscious part of you. That's why like the 6 line, I always knew that about myself. The 2 line is the unconscious side of me. And that's the side that I really, really understand myself till I learn human design, right? So the left side is really unconscious and the right side is conscious. It's your personality. The left side is your body. So when we talk about motivation, it is like our personality and what is actually motivating us beneath the surface. Okay. And how we also really see things and internal drive and the things we want to control and all this stuff. Okay. So the motivation arrow is about productivity. And when we're not in our correct motivation, because there's things I can go deeper with human design with you guys, but we also get transferred motivations when we're not in alignment. So I can post a chart if you want to look at it yourself, but let's keep it basic. We're just going to cover like surface level stuff, so we're not getting too confused. But I know that when we're not in our right motivation, we don't focus well. Like I have a transferred, like my motivation is the need of others. Like I move when people need things, like no other. I will create it if I sense it. My people need it. I go into hyperspeed. Fear, though, is a transferred motivation for me, and I don't do well at all. I can't focus when I am in a state of fear. So there are 6 types of internal motivations, and this is what gives us rocket fuel. And we're going to look at the arrows first, what they mean left and right. So if your top arrow on the right side is facing left, you thrive again, really, where there's structure, consistency, a lot of like you can focus in your environment. You guys have the gift of being really focused on what you're doing. You enjoy being fully immersed in one thing at a time, and you love to get all the facts straight. Again, like, you know, like if you're a one line, this is like, yep, this is me. You guys have a really great memory, and you guys have a natural memory to really remember a lot of details. Like you can remember quotes, lyrics to songs. The opposite does not, but we'll talk about the superpowers of a passive, right? So you guys learn in a very logical, strategic way, like a filing system. You love information presented in a logical, structured, factual way. And you also like to present information in a logical, really factual, structured way. You guys have the kind of personality that like zooms in and you look at detail. So this is the only left angle arrow that I have. Thank God, as a manager, that I can actually focus on things and I can deliver things in a structured way. But you guys like looking at details, you know, and so when we solve problems with a left angle, left pointing arrow, we zoom in on the details. We want to really look at what's missing, what's not, and really logically put it all together, right? Like we're just really looking at that. People who are right facing arrows in the motivation section, you have a more broad way of seeing the world. You are not zoomed in on the details, but instead you're very zoomed out to see the whole picture. And it is very correct for you when you're looking at a problem, when you're looking, you like to zoom out and see a bigger picture. Right facing motivation is not about the details. It's always about the bigger picture. And you guys want to always stand away when you're trying to solve solve a problem or a project that you're working on. Because again, when this is the thing, like when we zoom in, like the left angles, like, yeah, we can see the little things that need tweaking, but someone who can come in, this is why we need all of us, can see the bigger picture and literally grab a piece that wasn't even part of it and change the whole thing. So you guys stand back and you see pieces that we don't, because we're zooming in, you're zooming out. Okay. Challenges though for right facing arrows in the perspective section is that you don't really remember where you got your facts from, where exactly you learned something, versus a left facing person who was like, oh my God, I can tell you where I got this book from, like this quote from. You guys can quote authors. You guys are good at remembering lyrics. Me too, right? But right facing don't really remember stuff. And so you guys really want to focus on just talking about what you know without the whole details. It's okay that you don't know the details, and don't make yourself mean anything wrong about it. Right. And so also with the right facing arrows, these guys do better with multiple choice. That really benefits you guys. But as you can see, we need both types of people who see things, because we need the left facing arrow people to see the details. They want to zoom in, right? We also want structure as well. We want foundations, but we need right facing arrow people to come in and stand and zoom out, because they're the ones that can pull a piece of information and shift the whole thing. And left pointing people won't see it because we're zoomed in on the actual details here. Haha, so me, yep, this is me for sure, you know? So both are really important. And so for you have kids, and most of my kids have this right facing, and they don't remember always the facts and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, you see the bigger picture. It's okay. You know, school, a little bit difficult for people with the right facing arrows. This is why school is just hard on some of us. And this is why I always talk about school not being the determinant of like your actual intelligence, because it's really set up to make certain people thrive and other people not. And then it's sad because the people who don't thrive in the structured way of school grow up their whole life thinking that they're not smart, and then they can't go after things, and it's sad. So we got to start shifting that with our kids and showing them where they are gifted. You know, something I tell my kids that do, you know, struggle in school, and it's funny because they're the ones with the highest emotional intelligence. They're the ones that are the leaders. Everyone gravitates towards them. They understand people. And I always tell them, like, really, you guys are going to end up being more successful in life because social skills and emotional intelligence trump IQ. Like, to be able to communicate with people, to be able to sense people's needs, compassion, how to speak, how to communicate, those skills, they might not be seen in school as being important, but they take you everywhere. Business, you know, running CEOs, like, you know what I mean? Like entrepreneurs, like these are the skills. So make sure that you really help your kids see that they're gifted if they're not doing so well in school. It could just be a lot to do. And again, if they have an open head and an open mind, open root, open emotional solar plexus, like that's a struggle, man. But it's got its superpowers as well. So let's talk about the 6 variables, because there are 6 types of motivation. Okay. Major, left facing, but don't remember names and dates where I found it. And that's okay too. That's okay too. I don't also either, to be honest. I don't always remember people's names, but I can remember people's faces and tones. So this be also because we also have an open head. So we have to look at the whole chart. These are pieces of you, but we got to look at the whole chart. Like, I have an open head. So yeah, I can fix on details, but I don't always remember every single detail, but I'll never forget a face, but I'll forget a name kind of thing, because open head. But I will always remember a face, and I will remember a situation, like an elephant, but not exact like, oh my God, the person's name or where they work. That stuff kind of like floats out of my head somewhere. So 6 types of motivation. So the first one is a very, very primal one, right? This is fear motivation. Who has fear motivation? This is a very primal motivation, and you guys are always looking to feel secure in the future. This doesn't imply that you're motivated by fear itself, right? Like, we don't want to live a life of flight and, you know, fight and flight. You're not motivated by fear itself, but rather you are fear motivated in the sense that you want to do things and be motivated things to prevent and avoid possible chaos that could lead to fear. So you're not like, I'm in fear and I go do something. It's like you're motivated by like preventing the fear from coming. So you guys are all about planning and working to feel safe in the future, and whether that is with knowledge or actual planning, right? So it's like, literally, how do I prepare so the worst case scenarios never happen and I can prepare for a safe future, right? And this again is not about actually being in fear, right? Like, we're just planning for the future so we can be safe, so that we can prevent being in fear and chaos and anxiety. Both my husband and my son. Awesome. So fear motivation. It looks like being the kind of person that's like, I want to make a amount of wealth so that I can, you know, provide for my family, so that I can provide for myself in case something happens, right? You guys are motivated. They're the type of people that would build a panic room in your house. Like, again, you're not afraid something could happen now, but in case in the future, I would like to have a panic room. You guys, it's like looking at a school system preparing kids for a fire alarm. That's fear motivation, just in case, right? It's like people who work for the city and have a plan for a bomb attack. That is fear motivation. Okay, it's all about having foresight. How do I protect myself in the future? Again, this could be with actual planning or information. So this is what these people are motivated. Me, Amy, right? So we have a plan. We take action just in case fear comes. And so in the highest expression of fear motivation is I have things set up and I'm working towards things that take care of me, that take care of my family, right? And so this looks like, again, like you're motivated to make a lot of money so that you have an amazing future and that nothing can happen. Natasha says, me, hello, beautiful. Okay, so does this resonate? Yes, my husband has prepared us for what if in money and safety. Yes, awesome, right? I know a couple people that are like this, and they're the type of people who are also like, you go in their basement and they got like food ready and things in case shit goes down. And that makes them excited. They want to go to work so they can protect things in the future. Great motivation. And you can see this is very, very primal. Okay, so the second motivation is hope motivation. This is a beautiful, beautiful motivation. Who here has hope motivation? This is about being motivated always for like, what could happen? Possibility, potentiality. Like you're driven by like, but what could happen? Hope motivation also doesn't imply like blind optimism, or ignoring reality. But it's like these are the people that had the capacity to always hold on to a positive outcome no matter what. These are the people that are like, but anything can happen, right? Like Ellie Goulding, like the song, anything is possible, right? Even when things are not working out, it's like these are people you want to be around. They have a hold, they hold a capacity for big positive outcomes. Food, protection of all. I love this. So cool. Yes. And so people with hope motivation are really, I have found, really drawn to roles where they can inspire people, such as teaching, coaching, leadership roles, right? They can make a really significant impact on these kind of roles because they're the people that come in with the hopeful, optimistic mindset. And this is why they're great leaders and coaches, because it's like, it doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter, like chaos, anything can happen. This is very related to also perspectives. So it's funny because every time I hear this, I relate to this because my perspective in life is possibility. So everything I'm saying here is also the way I see the world, but I'm motivated by need, which we'll talk about in a second. But people with hope motivation are motivated to keep the faith, have faith in your faith, you know? And you guys love, and you guys are very spiritual and like really about God because you guys just know life is better when you know forces are behind you. Life is better knowing that forces are behind you. People of hope motivation are always like, things will just work out. Everything happens for me. It's all about trust. It's a very two-line theme. I just know it will work out. I'll be okay. And so the highest expression of hope motivation is focusing on what if it turns out better than I thought? Because anything is possible, And even when things don't work out, you guys are the type of people that take the lesson and go like, oh, but I learned something. And then it still works out because everything's a lesson and everything happens for me. You're driven by what could happen. Okay. Both my kids have hope. Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful. Beautiful soul. So there'll be very much great inspirational leaders, coaches, and teachers. Really cool. Okay. The third one is desire motivation. Who has this? How many? Hello, beautiful. I'm so happy you're here. Mwah. So the third one is desire. Who has this one? Desire motivation. It's funny, before I learned this, I'm like, I thought everybody had desire motivation. Guess not. So desire motivation is all about, I am motivated to change things for the better. It's all about, I want growth. It's all about, I want motivation. It's always about, it could get better. It could get better. These people are the people that are not satisfied ever with the status quo. There's always an underlining motivation and drive of like, but I could get better. The people with desire motivation are the people who never think, and this is kind of sounds bad, but like they're like, what is now is just like not as good enough because they're constantly motivated by more achievement, more progress, more improvement and transformation, constant evolution. These are the people that are like, I hit a 10K and now I'm going for a 20K. I could do better. Oh, I'm going for a 30K and bigger months, right? Desire motivation. These are the people like they do a marathon. They're like, I'm doing another one and a harder one. Desire motivation. I could get better, right? Like, so let me know if you have this. Let me know if this resonates with you, right? So it is normal, and don't get upset at yourself or other people who just feel like just never enough because they're striving for more progress. Because I could always get better, always growth, always evolution. This is what motivates these people. Okay. They're great people to calibrate to, right? If you want to like, let's go. Okay. So the fourth one is need motivation. I have this motivation, but I have tweaked the word need because if you listen to my work, you know I'm all not about the need frequency. Need attracts, need is lack. Okay. So there's a spin on it. It's my must have. Okay. This is how I've tweaked it. I don't like some of the words in human design. I bring my own stuff. So need motivation for marketing purposes, as I explain this, although mine is my must haves. I think Tony Robbins has it because he always like your must haves. And Tony Robbins is a 6'2". Mandy Jennings was funny because that's what I am. And I always loved him. I was just like, oh, I was like, when I was younger, I'm like, he's amazing. Anyways, so super drawn to him. But I think he has this because he talks about your must haves. So need motivation isn't just motivated by your must haves. It's always like we look at the world and are motivated by like what's missing. What is a must have that we need in our society? Like I'm like, we must have human design. We must get this out there. And this is how I'm motivated to constantly show up on these trainings with my big passionate energy and just talk and talk and talk because I'm like, this is a must have. The world needs this information. I am driven by my must haves. And because I have a 6 true profile, like I'm very much all my circuitry is about the collective. It's like, what is going to change the collective for the better? Like, this is what I'm really, really here for. Right. And so it's like, we look at like, what's missing, what hasn't happened yet. Like we're motivated to fill the void, like need, but for me, it's must have. Right. So let me know if you have this as well. And so this is a very intuitive motivation because we're motivated by like seeing things that a lot of people don't see. And we have this knack, and I have this, I sense people's needs. Like, it's funny. There's so many times, like I have this, like, I tap into my community and I already sense a need that my clients need, my community needs. I'll start creating it. And as I'm creating it, it's crazy. I'll get like someone being like, hey, do you have a program on blah, blah, blah? I already sense it. I can sense what people's needs are. And I could immediately, I get motivated to move into direct action, to start creating, to start launching. But it's really, really intuitive. Like I can't even explain it. But then again, for myself, like my must-haves, like are my must-haves. I must work out. It's like I am motivated to work out every single day. My sacral, right? I look at what do my clients need. My clients need something. I'm like, let's fucking go, right? Like I am going to go create. I'm very motivated by that, you know? And for me too is like, you know, it doesn't sound like a good one, but it's like the way I tap into wealth and I create money and is because the way I look at money is like it's the byproduct of the impact we make on people's lives. So it's a great motivation to have because it's like what's needed in the world. And if I can bring a need that's needed in the world, what's missing, the byproduct is money. Like money is the byproduct of how we impact people's lives. This motivates me, right? So again, mine's a must have. I don't get motivated by like, oh my God, I made a 30K month and now I need to go 60K. Like I'm not, that doesn't motivate me. I'm not motivated on like, you know, fear. Fear does not motivate me at all, right? But a need for like a must have for me and a must have for my community, I'm moving, I'm creating it. I'm like, let's go. Right. I know if I'm in fear, I'm off my path, you know, but I can sense my my needs of my kids, my communities. Like I'm motivated to go and create it. Both my girls are need. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's beautiful. So change it to must have. We don't like the word need. Okay, so the fifth motivation is guilt motivation. Doesn't sound really nice, but I'll explain what this is because it's like a 5-line motivation. Again, when we're looking at the lines here. So guilt motivation. These are the type of people, and let me know if you're guilt, that feel driven to and motivated to take action because they're perceiving like I'm not doing enough. They have this fear, they have this guilt of like the world also. It's almost like similar to need in a sense. It's not necessarily like I did something and now I feel guilty, although that does motivate them as well. But it's also stems from like not wanting to disappoint people, not wanting to harm people, right? Like again, 5-line here, like it's leading, you know, it's motivated by the guilt to fix something because it's like I feel guilty if I see someone struggling with a problem and I don't, you know, create a solution for them. So you guys with guilt motivation are very much motivated to do or fix something out of the guilt of knowing that you have a solution, that out of the guilt of knowing that more could be done. So again, very 5-line, right? They're here to solve people's problems, right? So the aligned guilt feels like, oh, I wish I could just do something more. I wish I could do something. You know, these are the people that like want to go and help kids in Africa. Like, I wish I could do something. It's not like it's not a guilt that like I did something bad, although that motivates you too. But the motivation of like knowing that you have resources, knowing that you have solutions, knowing that like you could fix something, and that motivates you to move. Similar to kind of need, but it's like, I wish there was something more I could do. I wish I could do something, right? Like you see a homeless person and he's cold outside and you're like, oh, I wish I could do something. And then you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go buy a blanket or something and go buy them a tea and a sandwich. Guilt motivation, right? Very 5-line. And so it's also about taking a responsibility to go fix things that you know are making you feel guilty. I want to fix this. I want to find a way. You're very like, it's tugging at your heart. You're like, you just can't let it go. You can't stop thinking about it, right? And guilt motivation strength is really providing solutions. And the last one, which is very rare, I haven't met a client yet with this one, but it's very rare. There's not that much information about it, but I'll try to explain to the best I can. But who here has innocence motivation? And you guys can maybe give us more of an understanding of what motivates you. But innocent motivation is really like, again, 6-line here is like leading yourself for yourself that feels the most authentic. It's like choosing, what do I want to do? It's like your primary motivation for life is like doing things that feel most authentic to you, but by leading by example. And we need people like you, because then you show people it's great to go after the things that you want to do, right? Like we're thinking of the role model archetype in the 6-line profile. It's true power is influence rather than like individual leadership, right? So you're motivated to act on doing whatever you want, right? Just doing it from the highest purpose. Like, I'm doing this. Like, you guys also get this sense of like, again, like you know what the world needs and you're going to go do it for yourself. Then you can role model to other people, right? You just have this feeling it needs to be done. It's a very high conscious motivation, right? You don't have an agenda. It's just like, I just want to do it my way, and letting experiences shape you and feeling like something gets needed and you go do it. Okay. Moving on to the last arrow, perspective. This is going to be fun because we're going to talk about manifesting with the arrows, and then we're going to talk about how you see the world through your eyes. So before we dive into the 6 ways of seeing, let's talk about what the arrows mean. This is going to be game changing for your manifestation. So this is on your right side of your body graph, the arrow on the bottom, okay, below perspective. So who here has a left facing arrow? Left facing arrows in perspective means that you are a specific manifestor, not like manifestor, but like manifesting, right? So specific manifesting. You are a specific manifestor. You are very more active in participating and creating your manifestations. You are more strategic. This is about really when you're writing your list, and you guys really are going to benefit for writing a list when you're manifesting things, and you want to get as specific as possible about what you're asking for. Those of you who are left specific manifestors, I'm going to tell you something, because in my manifestation courses, you still need to tap into the feelings. At the end of the day, you still need to tap into the feelings. You can't just write a list of specific things and not imagine them and not feel into them, right? So I have found that I am really great at helping my clients, even as specific manifestors, manifest, because I'm passive and I know how to tap into feelings. I know how to do different kinds of modalities that really tap into that. And you guys still get to be surprised by wild blowing things by tapping into frequency work, because you still need to do the frequency thing. So if you are a left facing arrow, you're a specific manifestor, and you're the people that probably told you you're very picky about what you want, but this is how you're meant to ask for things in the world. You know, if your arrow is facing right, you're a non-specific manifestor. This is about being more feminine. This is about being just receptive and not so actively knowing what you want and being so specific about exactly what you want, but like being surprised, being like, I want a dollhouse, but I don't really care exactly what it looks like. It's just I want a dollhouse. But specific manifest, like it needs to be a dollhouse with 10 windows and a brown door and a red roof. Like that's specific manifesting, right? And so the lesson here for non-specific manifestors, and this is myself, let me know in the comments if this is you, but the lesson is really leaning back and trusting and having less control on what you're manifesting and allowing things to come to you. Like I just tap in, I'm like, something exciting is going to happen. And I'm just so excited. Like I feel the clients coming on, like a one-on-one client is about to come into my world. I get excited by that, but I don't need to be like, is it going to be a painful? Is it going to be someone that's an entrepreneur? Like I very much release complete control, but I still write a list, but it's like the experiences, the feelings, right? So let's first start with the left facing arrow, a specific manifestor. Let me know in the comments, guys, which one you are. I want to know. So you guys want to be as specific as possible for what you're asking for. So when you write your manifestation list, and you highly should, let me know if like you have been doing that, because it's going to really help you. So again, if you're manifesting a house, you want to be specific. You want to be as specific, like I want to have a beachfront view. I want it to be white. I want it to have 4 bedrooms, with windows, with big wide windows. I want to be as specific as possible. Like I want to be in a certain neighborhood, right? Like by a school, right? Like specific. And what's going to happen to you is then you're going to have things show up. And if you notice, and if you hear yourself say something like, not quite, not quite, not quite, this means there's just something off and you want to go back to your list and get a little bit more specific, right? So even manifesting clients, you want to get specific. Like what are your clients, not like an avatar, but in the sense of like the clients you're manifesting, what do they value? What's their integrity like? Like you want to be like, they honor their word when they commit to things, they honor their word, they honor their agreements. Maybe you want to get as specific as possible. Like I only want pay in full clients. I want clients that move fast, like their money story. Clients that maybe are already at 10K months, like they're self-led, they have emotional intelligence, right? You want to get specific like that. Maybe they're like, they're moms, right? They're if you want to like a business clients like that already have like their foundation set in their business, right? So specific, right? Like you guys are the ones on your birthdays, you know what you want on your birthday, right? You're like, I want to eat at this restaurant and I want to sit at this table and I want to have a steak and I want a ring with a emerald diamond that is a tear shape. Like that's how specific you want to get, right? Specific coat, specific purse, right? With the zipper, like I want a YSL purse with like the specific zipper, right? You guys are the kids on Christmas Day that like you write a list out and you're like, I want this toy and this Barbie. It has to be the mermaid Barbie with the tail and it has to be pink and her hair has to be blonde, right? You want to get really, really specific about the exact toys that you guys want. And like, I'm a non-specific manifestor and I never really made lists, but I'd be like, I want a dollhouse and I want one of those like dogs with like the surprise puppies on the inside, but I don't really care if it's a dog. It could be anything. I just want like the surprise puppy toy, right? Surprise animal toy, right? But a specific manifestor is like an active participant in creating what they want. So you want to be specific. And then what's going to happen is the universe is going to send you things. You're going to get evidence. And then you're going to see, is this exactly it? And you don't ever want to settle, because if it's not quite yet, you want to go back to the drawing board, right? So specific manifestors, it's really going to benefit you guys from writing it out, right? And again, whether you have a defined throat chakra or not, you want to speak it out. You want to declare it. Okay. This client makes 10K a month. She honors her word. She, blah, 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 and she's coming. And I'm so excited for that. Like that's how you want to manifest, and write down your list and then declare it. Okay. I'm so excited for my next dreamy one-on-one client. I'm so excited for my next, right? So for me, the right angle, the right pointing arrows, passive. Like we don't want to get specific, but we still get to be like, oh, I'm so excited for my next dreamy one-on-one client. That's all I would say. It's like, I'm so excited for my next dream one-on-one client. I'm so excited for my next vacation, right? Like even me, like, I don't care where we're going. Like I'm just planning vacations right now. I'm like, sure, yes, Like I'm just like, just tap into my sacral, but I really don't care. I don't. And it doesn't mean like, it's like, for instance, like I want to go to Paris, right? But again, I'm like, I want to go to Paris, but where we're gonna stay, whatever, I don't really care. I'm all about the surprise. I'm just excited to go to Paris. When? How? I don't know. I don't care. It's not up to me. God, universe just surprises me. And so what non-specific passive manifestors, our work is really tapping into really just the how we're going to feel, like, and the feelings, like getting really excited now before it comes to, right? Like, I'm so excited for my next huge money month. I'm so excited for, like, I wouldn't get specific on a money month. Like, I'm so excited for my next 10K. Like, I'm so excited for my next big month. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm on the edge of it. It's coming, right? I'm so excited for my next vacation, like, not specific, just tapping into the feelings, right? Like, the excitement, and then declaring it, and then really working with your strategy and authority, right? We're really going to talk about strategy and authority in electric because this is really, really important in human design. This is how you make decisions. I wonder if my thing is lagging. I think I'm frozen again. So weird. Boop, boop. Let's go see if I can come back into here. No. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just want to, I wish I could see comments again. We just like stop. Oh, there we go. Yes, they're back. Okay, cool. Okay, I have innocence. Oh, okay, Vanessa, I want to learn from you. I'm left facing, only left. My manifesting is so powerful, but if I have any doubt, I can sure throw it off, at least to my truth, 1000%. Yes, I'm non-specific, facing right. This is me, very non-specific. Yeah, so it's just about feelings, but also the excitement on the journey is really important here. We're releasing control. We love to be surprised by the universe. So I always say, and you guys, the more you understand me now, the more you understand human design, you understand why I speak the way I speak and the way I see the world. Because it's just like, I'm just excited. Like, anything could happen. Like, every day, one of my powerful way to manifest as a non-specific is like, something could happen today. Like, something exciting is gonna happen. I'm getting an opportunity today. Like, I can feel it, and really tapping into that, like, something exciting is coming. Like, you're gonna manifest something exciting. We want to, because this is at the end of the day, and this is why this works for specific manifestors too, is at the end of the day, everything we're manifesting is to lead to a feeling we want to feel, right? It's like the dream house, the dream partner, the dream client makes you feel something. And so again, part of manifestation overall is tapping into those frequencies now. Like, what would it feel like if you already had that? Like, oh my gosh, like that painful one-on-one client, the dream client, your person, right? Non-specific manifestors are often conditioned to be really specific. And this is where we've not been manifesting what we want. We want to get excited about something's coming and really just focus on the feeling of when it really happens. It's just really about trusting, right? Like, if I'm working towards $1 million year, I'm really focusing on how I want the whole journey to feel. Like, I'm excited. I feel powerful, expansive, evolution, pleasure, expansive growth. Oh my gosh, right? The feelings that lead to the manifestation, the feelings that we're actually going to get from that. And then it's like this or something better. Like, anything can happen. I'm always saying, God, the universe, surprise me. I want to feel satisfied, powerful, sexy, expansive. And that's why, as much as possible in my day, I'm tapping into those feelings. And I'm like, something's coming. I don't know. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, something's coming. I can feel it, right? Something great is coming. I don't know exactly, but something's great is coming. My next client, my next 6 figures, whatever it is, right? So taking an example of a client, a specific manifestor would be like the details, right? Pay in full, right? It's a mom that has a business that's already set up. And me manifesting clients is just like the feeling of knowing, like, I love my clients, every one of them. They're unique, they're amazing, they're powerful. And all I tap into when I close my eyes is like loving my coaching calls. They're happy, I'm happy, we're doing things, we're excited. And so when I'm manifesting a client, I'm not writing out like how much money they make, whether they have to be a pay in full or a payment plan, right? I just like a client that makes me feel excited. They're excited. We're doing this together. I imagine my interactions with them. They're incredible. Like, when I manifested Adam, there was no, like, he has to be this age, he has to play sports, he has to be not married, no kids, right? A specific manifestor might write things down. Like, I wouldn't go into characteristics. I really believe you should not be manifesting love in your head and credentials. You should be really, again, about how you want to feel with this person. But you could write specific things like not married, no kids, because again, like, if you're someone who doesn't want kids, it's going to be beneficial for you to manifest specifically the partner that's going to make you feel the way you want to feel that also doesn't have kids, right? But when I manifested Adam, I'm like, I want to feel loved, seen, special, magnetic, sexy, sex on legs. I want to focus on, how I feel, how he touches me, but nothing credentials at all. Like I pay attention to how he's going to make me feel, how I'm going to feel in the relationship. So it's all about trust. It's all about, oh my God, like even on my birthday, like, you know, like I never really know what I want on my birthday. I don't know what cake I want. I'm just like, I just want to be happy. I just imagine being excited, eating delicious food, and being joyfully surprised. Like I just get excited. This is going to be a great day. Magic's going to happen. And I'm excited and I'm playing with those feelings. And then those things show up and they make me feel that way. Because at the end of the day, what we're manifesting is how those things make us feel. So even if you're a specific manifestor, you've got to play with the feelings, right? And I can still write down like, I want a black YSL purse, but I don't need to get into the like, it needs to be this size and have that many pockets, as opposed to like the specific manifestors, like I want this exact model with this zipper, you know, and like getting to the nitty gritties, right? Again, even when I think about manifesting money, I focus on the feeling of what makes me feel expansive, powerful. I get to buy this thing without asking for permission, like powerful, you know, expanded, free. That's the amount I'm manifesting to feel those feelings. And so I focus on the feelings. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's frozen again. I wonder why. I'm going to go back in here again. Maybe I'll close it and then I'll come back after just so I can like make sure that I'm not missing you guys. Okay. So this is the last piece. Thank you for tagging, guys. This is the last piece. We're going to talk about the variables. This is like how you see the world, how you see and look at things. Okay. So the first one is investigative seeing, a very one line. Who has investigative seeing? So this is about seeing the world in a very analytical way. You are looking for foundations. You are looking for things to count on. You're looking for patterns. You're looking for things you can prove, right? Because you're constantly wanting to feel secure, right? One lines, right? So these are like the analysts looking for trends, patterns to make themselves secure in the future. You know, again, we want to play with our authority and our strategy in this. This is really, really important, right? So you have a very investigative seeing, looking for patterns so that really you feel safe in your life. Okay. The second one, these are going to be short because I'm not getting into the deep nitty gritty variables, maybe another masterclass for another time. So the second one is possibility seeing. Who has this? This is how I see the world. Are you surprised? Everything is like, anything is possible, right? So kind of like hope motivation. So possibility seeing. This is the perspective of like anything is possible. This is constantly focusing on possibilities, not about like what is, like realist, probability. It's like what's potential. It's a very philosophical perspective, which is very alignment with my 6-2. People who have this perspective, we zoom out and we can see things that people can't see, right? So 6-2s have this really big ability, right? We're like the eagle view, right? I can see things. This is why I feel like I'm very unconventional with the work that I do, because it's like, it's not like trendy yet, because I see the future. I see that this is the work that's going to change the world and our quality of life and the consciousness. Very philosophical. And so I'm looking at like, I don't care what the world looks like right now. I see possibility, potentiality. We are the dreamers. We are the philosophers, right? Very, very much similar to the motivation of hope. And the opposite of this perspective is being a realist, right? And so realists are like, no, like this is all about probability. It's all about looking at what it looks like, very zoomed in. And I'm all like breaking out of the matrix, right? Like peeking through the veil. This is me. And then this might be you if you have possibility. All about potentiality. And that's so much of what I talk about in my work. Possibility, potentiality. I'm a pathfinder, a trailblazer. If you have this, let me know. Okay, the third one is power perspective. This is about seeing things in a very hierarchy way. Like you look at the world, you look at situations, you look at groups, companies with a political perspective. You also see power struggles, but you also see hierarchy. You see the game. You see the game of life. You see the way people play the game. You see how it all works. This is what you look at. You see how the strings are being pulled and the structure being pulled, right? You know who's pulling the strings. You walk into companies the way you see it, you know the hierarchy, you know the big players, you know who's pulling the strings. You have the ability, because you can see structures and hierarchy, you know how to make alliances, allies, and you know which relationships don't serve you. You, when working on a team in a company, you can see which each person brings and which person needs to do what. You see the whole 360 structure, the game, the players. Power perspective people are also very driven by influence, control, right? They strive for leadership. They have like a really strong desire to shape their environment. Yes, I do. My son and I have power and possibility. Yeah, so that's how you see the world. Really powerful, really, really powerful, because you see the whole game. And this helps you make the right relationships and let go of the wrong things. And you guys see where the little puppet masters are. This is how you see the world. Okay, very, very political in a sense. Power. Okay, the fourth one is social perspective. This is also called wanting perspective. I don't know why they call it wanting, because it's very social and it's the fourth line, which is all about community building. But social perspective is, again, like, it's kind of similar to collective needs. People's social perspective, like, they really look at the needs of other people. If you have a four line, anybody who has a four line, or you have four line children, four line partners, the four lines are the people with the biggest hearts. They are constantly thinking of the community, the needs of the community. These are the people that, instead of putting their own needs first, they tend to put other people's needs first. They're very wired to be people pleasers, right? They really love community. They love their network. The four lines, like a lot of network entrepreneurs are very four lines. So you guys have this social perspective of always looking for, like, what does, like, my community need? What do we need to get them? What do we need to do right now? And that's your whole perspective, is always about the community, right? And so again, like, my motivations and need, and yours also, be seeing through the world, the lens of all about community, all the time, all about the community. But you got to work on your four line, because you guys have a big fear of rejection, and you guys can be people pleasers. And we don't want to be people pleasers. We want to be great, amazing people, but not putting ourselves last. So you need people to show you, hey, put yourself first. And as you overflow, then you can help people. And Tasha says, I'm passability. I love it. Okay, the fifth one is the realist perspective. Who has a realist perspective? So when we look at possibility, the realists see what's probable, what's useful, right? They get things done because everything's about probability, probably, like, subconscious kind of thing, right? So these people can get a lot done, and they can create actionable, tangible plans, because their perspective is to being a realist. Like, we need this and we do not need that. The probability of this happening is this. Everything is through this lens. That's how they see the world. This is a very leadership quality, but sometimes the downfall of this is, like, the fact that there's more than meets the eye, right? If you've been in my work, we talk a lot about this. Like, your seeing is just the seeing that you see, but you don't see beyond the veil, beyond the matrix, right? So people that are realist perspective, they're great, and they can get a lot done. They can see tangible steps. They know what's probably gonna happen, but they need people with, like, us, like myself, with the possibility perspective, with the philosophical views, because it's like, I don't look at just what something is. I see, but what else could it be? Like, this is why I always say, it's like, the game's down by 40. It's not looking good. A realist is like, we're done. We've lost. And then I come in, I'm like, it doesn't matter what it looks like. There's 5 minutes in the game. Blah, blah, blah. And then we win the game. What's possible? What's potential? So realist perspective, find people who have possibility perspective, because that will help you. Like, you guys are great at probability, but you also need to also zoom out and know that it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's all about what it is. Okay. And so hang out with people who have this perspective as well. Possibility. Okay. Because you guys are the realist, but what else could be? What else is possible? Like, you guys are all like, what should be done? Tangible steps. But I'm like, but what else? Because also this could be done. And also this could be done. Okay. So the last one is the sixth one, which is a self-centered perspective. Individuals with this perspective focus on their own personal experiences, their own self-understanding. They're constantly reflecting on their actions, six lines, right? Their thoughts, their feelings. And then because they do so much introspection work and they understand that everything I do with my inner state is a reflection on the outside. And as I do things that are right and correct for me, I am a role model for other people. So their perspective is self-centered, which is honestly the way that we should be. We should be doing things that light us up first. The world teaches us people first, and I teach in my world as a sixth line, us first. When you do you do what's correct for you. You're lit up, you're aligned, you're overflowing. Think of a mom on a plane. You got to put the mask on first before you put on the baby. You want to be a great mom, you take care of yourself first. So it's a beautiful perspective because as you do great things for you, you overflow in other people and you role model other people. Hey, put yourself first, like, for me, and then it's for you, and then it's a us thing because I'm overflowing, you're overflowing, and then we come and have a great relationship. Doing everything for everybody else, is not good. So people with this perspective work well with the social perspective because if they remind people, hey, yes, great that you're for the community, great that you see everything for your community, but also like the way that you're going to be the best for your community is to be in overflow, doing what's right and correct for you, right? So it's not like a me. That's like a low expression, but it's like understanding that as I do great things for me, I role model and give you permission to do great things for you. And then you're overflowing and I'm happy and we come together and have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful relationship. It's like not, it looks selfish, but it's not. It's a very higher consciousness and like, and they say also in 2027, we're moving more from the one line where it's all about facts and, foundations and like we still need that, but it's less going to be about grades and credentials and it's going to be all about hiring people and walking with people who are the role models, the people that are like, I didn't learn this in a book, but I discovered it because I did this and this and this, and they're going to be here role modeling to people how to do it for themselves as well. No more like I learned it in a book and here's a one size like recipe for success. The role models are going to come in and they're going to show the collective that like, okay, we're going to do embodied wisdom here. We're going to go first. And as you do things for your life, you are the proof of concept for other people, and the more you give yourself permission to be who you are, all of us in your energy types, in your profiles, the more human you in your design that you are, you allow people to be who they are. The more authentic we are, the more magnetic we are. And we're going to go deep into this in the electric course. So if you are interested in human design, I do have a human design program. There's like 12 modules where they're like energy types, authority, strategy, all the centers. Because if you have open in your chart, that's where you get most of your conditioning. If you're open head, you pick up people's thoughts and thinking. That's not you, that's somebody else's. You have an open root, you pick up people's stress. There's a lot of conditioning in our open centers. That's where our pain points are. And I cover all that in the program. And then also like where we're defined is our consistent energy. That's where we are really dominant. We talk about the profiles, and I'm going to be adding gates. When you buy the human design program, you'll get electric and you're going to get everything that's updated in that program because it'll be one of those lifetime access ongoing things. I think it's 777 right now. If you want to do more where you really want to tap into your magnetism, your authenticity, your energetics, the 3-day course, electric, is going to be extraordinary. And it's one of those courses, like I said, there's a module in there that's like, every woman needs to learn this because this is what makes you walk into rooms and people turn their heads and people cannot look away from your copy, your marketing. This is the thing. Human design and understanding energetics will help you in your marketing, your selling, how to track people, your partner. When we're not in our authentic magnetism, our aura, and we're still operating from conditioning, from our shoulds, we are invisible and we're attracting the wrong people. And then we're depressed and we're like, ugh, I want to help you tap into like, I am walking, talking, sex on legs. I'm joking, but I am walking, talking magnetism. When I walk into a room, not only do people notice me, but the whole room shifts because you're overflowing with magnetism. So I'm going to teach you specifically with these beautiful nuances because there's a lot of human design stuff out there that's very old and we're bringing the new traditional way. Like, for instance, if you're a role model, people tell you only when you're 52, then you're going to be this huge, massive role model leader that everybody's going to look up to, right? And then I see a lot of 6 lines waiting and contemplating, and I'm all like, grab the goddamn mic and share your wisdom. Let's go. Because this is the nuance. It's like we're introspecting, but I'm coming off the roof and I'm sharing my God-given gifts. So there's a lot of nuances I'm going to bring. I'm going to help you tap into you making your aura huge so you can attract the right people, opportunities, understand how to work with your authority, how to make decisions. We're going to look at your fears, your resistance, your conditioning. It's going to be out of this world amazing. There'll also be probably another call added for Q&A. It's $111. You can ask for a link now. I'm going to be launching the graphic on my personal page as soon as I'm done this live. And then the price is going to go up to 3 March 3rd. Another great place to go is like the We Go First membership. It's $111, no commitment. You go monthly. As soon as you get in there, there's already like $12,000 worth of programs, courses. I create new things every month. After human design context, this manager is moving into money. We're going to talk about sales, business. We're going to talk about marketing, branding, social media. And it's going to be really cool for you to know your human design, because your copy, your marketing, how you show up is also really important for you attracting the aligned buyers, clients, and opportunities for you. So a lot of amazing things coming. If you ever want to do a human design purpose reading, I also offer those. They're 444, you and I, for 2 hours. You don't have to be there. I can record it for you. We're going to look at your cross. Who are you? What are you here to do? What's your purpose? What are those gates? What are those unique gifts? Also helps you in your business. So I love human design because honestly, it's changed the way I operate my business and how I market and how I sell and who I attract. And I attract the most aligned, incredible people. So I am going to hop off and I'm going to go launch the graphic. If you're in, let me know. We are going to do a draw tomorrow, so you can wait and you see if you win, and you can use 50% off on that. If you want, you can do that as well. But if you know, you know, you know, let's go, let's move, because this life is too short and we got to start manifesting and aligning with the correct people in our life. We're meant to be freaking happy, magnetic, and just attracting all the abundance that we want in our life. But we haven't as much because conditioning, people pleasing, pain, resistance, fear, not understanding how your intuition talks to you. Like when I look at the human design chart, I see the universe's plan for us. I see God's plan for us. So it's going to be fun. And then I love doing this stuff live. So you get to ask me questions. We can talk about profiles, all the things. Okay. I hope you have loved this. I have loved this. I can't wait to do another training later on. But more things to come. There is another training in this group as well. It's called chemistry. Highly recommended if you want to start understanding the centers, because those are really, really important. The first thing to always focus on in human design, if you're new, is your energy type. Then looking at strategy and authority, how you make decisions, how you will like really get those aligned invitations, how you respond. Then you want to really look at your centers, and then your profiles, and then the gates, the channels, all the things. There's a lot, but the more, if you're in my world, be me and the Manny Jen, I cut things in half. Like I take out the fluff and give you exactly what you need so you can start moving into action. So I will post some experiments as well for those of you, but practice with your environments, you know. And really, that one's going to be really fun. And then the one that's going to give you a lot of awesome manifestations is really knowing that if you're a specific or non-specific manifester. So play, if you feel called to share, you can't share out of the group, but if you know some people really need to listen to this, let them know. I'm going to put this on YouTube as well, so they don't have to be in the group or on Facebook. They can watch it on YouTube as well. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I love you so much. I can't wait. I'm there. Human design is changing my life. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's cool. And parents, you start using this with your kids. Parenting is going to be amazing. And like, let's again, come back to the school thing. There are some geniuses in your home and they're not doing well in school because it's not designed for them, but they're freaking gifted beyond what you can even imagine. And those are the ones that are going to do some big things as things shift in our collective. Things are coming. Trust. I am the optimist, and I know I can see the world is going to shift in a good place. It's going to look a little muddy right now, but we're going to be okay. Sometimes shit has to happen before great things happen. And God's coming back, and I believe in all that. So let's go. Thank you. Such a great mastermind. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And Come give me a like and a love. I'm about to launch the graphic. Let me know what you think. And if you know you're in, come on in. Let's have fun. Let's spend like 4 days together. We're going to start, by the way, March 6th. March 6th. We're going to have our first call, and that's when we're going to open up the program. Okay. I love you guys so much. Okay. I'm going to go launch. I'm so excited. Okay. Bye-bye. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day.